And right now we have a guest in studio. That is Dr. Edwin Muinga. He is the former chairman of Kenya Medical Research Institute, and pretty much he's also former founder chairman of Kenya Association of Private Hospitals. And so he does hold. He wears a lot of hats.
Correct.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, but also Dr. Edwin has a CBO, and this CBO is Clean Mombasa CBO. That's a conversation that we want to have today.
Correct.
Yeah. Dr. Edwin, do tell us, what is this about and when did it begin?
Well, thank you very much. The CBO is an environmental-based organization.
Yeah.
First of all, it is informed under the Constitution, whereas under the Bill of Rights, you know that every citizen is should have a clean and sustainable environment.
Yeah.
The Constitution is very clear that if should the county government or government fail to supply that clean and sustainable environment, then the individual must take action, either by going to court or by taking action like we did, forming a CBO. So we formed a CBO at that time in 2018 when we had a lot of problems in Mombasa. I think there is improvement to say. Because there is improvement if you consider 2018 now. There was the Kibarani dump site. There was the VOK, there was the VOK dump site. And there was garbage all over. And there wasn't a proper management of garbage. The city was dirty. And there's some challenges still remaining. But then we came up with an idea so that we can talk to our people.
Yeah.
Because we believe environment is not about the government only. In fact, it's about you and me. Even when I was coming, I saw somebody in a matatu, a driver. He had eaten his sweet and he threw the paper outside. Others throw banana peels. And somehow you expect the governor to come and pick them up.
Yeah.
So we need to have a conversation so that we know what do we do, what does the government do.
Yeah, like what is my role when it comes to keeping the county clean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Then again, I've lived in this town for many years.
Yeah.
Okay, currently I'm over 70 years. I lived in this town when it was spotless, clean. All the estates were clean.
Yeah.
There was proper garbage management. There was a proper sewage management. There were treatment plants. People don't know, but there were treatment plants all over the town, from Chuda to Mtongwe to Old Town to Shimolatewa to State House here. Those machines were working and the sewage would be treated there and clean water comes out, which is taken to the ocean.
Yeah.
After we gained the independence and we became our own bosses, I think all hell broke loose.
Oh.
Yes, and all those treatment plants are not working.
Why?
So what has happened? The investors now, they discovered they can use the stormwater drainage as treatment plants. So when you have raw sewage going direct into the stormwater is the rainwater, which is clean, nice water. But when you connect your sewage system to the stormwater, then you contaminate it.
Yeah.
Once you contaminate it, it goes to the ocean. It goes as raw sewage and treated with all the bacteria possible. It pollutes the mangrove ecosystem. The mangrove ecosystem is where fish multiply. So fish also cannot multiply because of that pollution. the mangrove itself dies or becomes toxic. So it's a very serious matter of the environment which we need to address. Now, before that, that is now the government area. The other thing is that at that time, there were dustbins all over in the estates, and there was a vehicle coming every day to collect. Okay, and we used to pay for those dustbins. But then also the Mwananchi discovered that those dustbins are very good. You can make sufurias and so on. So they were stolen.
Are you?
They were stolen. Sansa, you have Mwananchi who has garbage, does not know what to do with the garbage, and the person who is supposed to collect can't collect. So we live in a garbage city.
But you know, it's very sad, because you've given us a bit of history, and I love that because you've taken me back, and I'm thinking it used to be clean.
Yes.
It was working then. So what broke? Is it?
Not only that, not only that, the town was well planned. There was a residential area.
Yeah.
There was a commercial area. There are things you could not do.
Yeah.
There are buildings you could not build to a certain level because of that estate. All those things, the bylaws, they died and they were killed by us.
Was it because when we were governed by other people?
By the European, that guy, call him what you want, but he was highly organized.
Yeah.
And he made these towns look like towns. So that if you went, for example, to Chuda, you just saw residential houses of a certain level.
Okay.
There are also green areas where people could play, children. That's where we used to play. Now there isn't a single green area. It's all grabbed. They have put up estates. And now we have what we call an asphalt jungle. That is concrete jungle. That is, the town is full of concrete. There's no vegetation.
Is it greed? What would you
That's what
describe
I'm
it as?
saying. Yeah, I mean, I think we just lost it. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Rwanda right now, they have discovered that they have to take care of their own environment. That's why Rwanda now is very clean, Kigali. Compared to the Nairobi or Mombasa, you'll be shocked. Same Africans, but somebody decides how to do things well, another one thinks of how to make money. So the greed for money and disdain for environment has contributed. So personally, we want to bring that up, that environment is everything. And the best towns in Europe, just go to the towns, you see the environment aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because you cannot have a dirty city and at the same time claim to be world class.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be world class just because you have a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Like this one of yours. It's beautiful. But you go outside this building.
Yeah.
You have to step out and see there's garbage there. If you're not careful, you're going to fall there. So I think we need to have a conversation.
Now you have the...
And I'm grateful you've called me for this because we need to initiate that conversation. What went wrong?
Yes.
Now, things went wrong. So what can we do to put them right?
Okay.
Because now things are like that.
Now, the CBO, you started the CBO in 2018.
Yeah.
And there was an objective.
Yeah.
You know? And right now we're in 2024.
Yes.
Were you able to address some of the challenges that you had
mentioned? Well, we have just mentioned to you at that stage,
yeah,
there was a real issue of garbage in town.
Yeah.
In 2022, we received an award as a CBO from National Environmental Complaints Committee because of agitation at VOK. VOK was cleaned up. Now I can see they want to build. They want to put some building. Yeah. I don't know whether they have any idea about the environment part of it because people are just thinking of building. But those are some of the impacts that the CBO has had. We have also planted many trees in this town. We have planted mangrove. We have got a mangrove nursery in Tudor. And I mentioned to you that mangrove is one of the most important, powerful trees in terms of what you call carbon sequestration. It absorbs more carbon than any other tree. In fact, 10 times. So if we can grow our mangrove and protect our mangrove, then it contributes to the cleanliness of the air, mitigates against climate change, global warming.
Yeah.
So these are areas that we have done. And also we network with other groups. We don't work alone. We are members of several community service organizations in Mombasa that do similar work, either in mangrove or tree planting. And just as late as, when is today? Yesterday, we signed an MOU with the Kenya Music Union so that we collaborate. Now, that is the impact that we are having. As we collaborate with the Music Union, we want to share this message through music.
Yeah.
You know that people are quicker to listen to music than read books. So what I'm talking about here should be translated into music. And once it is translated in music, people can understand, can assimilate, and change behavior. Yeah.
Na mnafanya kazi mzuri sana. Sasa wiki jana kulianza kunyesha Mombasa. Na mahali kama soko la Marikiti hapa, nafikiria ile hali ambayo iko pale unaifahamu vizuri. Kuna ile harufu na pia yale maji. Takataka zinaenda wapi? Na umetaja kwamba zamani
nishakutajia. Unajua hii town ilipojengwa ilikuwa na channels za drainage all over, ziliwekwa na bado ziko. Lakini zilikuwa ndogo. But that time they were working. Tulipo ignore zile channels, zimekuwa clogged na uchafu. Sasa mvua ikinyesha haina njia ya kwenda baharini. Kwa hivyo hii ni jambo ambalo ni donda sugu ambalo lazima lichangamkiwe na ni la pesa nyingi. Ambao county government na naona saa nyingine hawana ile capacity ya ku-unblock na ku-create new systems. Nafikiri hapo ndipo sisi tunakuja kuuliza, watuambie shida iko wapi.
Okay.
Because they need to tell us, hao ndio wamepewa mandate. Okay? And kama vile nilivyokutajia hapo mbeleni, under the Bill of Rights, you and me can actually even take them to court. Because they are supposed to give us a clean and sustainable environment. Unatakikana serikali ya county tupatie mazingira safi. Na shida ni kuwa sisi hatujachangamka ya kutosha ya kudemand. Kwa hivyo hapo ni changamoto, ijapokuwa kitu cha kufanyika. Kama juzi Jumamosi, unajua sisi tulikuwa na clean up pale Splendid. Sijui kama ushafika hapo. Splendid area. Unapajua?
Hapana.
Waishi Mombasa hii. Unajua Polana pale ilikuwa. Unajua Stavros Hotel. Kif.
Uni mgeni Mombasa wewe.
Kuna best sambusa ni Stavros.
Best sambusa
unajua Shenai.
Kwa sababu ya hiyo lazima nifike.
Unajua Shenai nini restaurant?
Shenai. Iko
high end restaurant iko hiyo area inaitwa Splendid area. Na sisi mwaka uliopita tulichangamka kama group, tukasafisha sisi wenyewe. Na tukarekebisha na tukapanda miche pale. Sasa ni kabustani kadogo pazuri sana. Juzi tulikuwa na hiyo harakati ya kusafisha. Na kusafisha tupande ni town, kwenye town center. Tuliokota karibu tani 2 za takataka town. Na ni mahali governor huja pale. Kuna hiyo hoteli nimekwambia inaitwa Shenai. High end hotel. Watu wakubwa wanakuja hapa. Na wanapitia hiyo garbage, wanapitia hapo potholes za splendid. Sasa unashindwa kuelewa shida iko wapi. Nake wenyewe wako hapa, hata you don't have to tell them. Hata sasa ukimwambia Shania atakwambia ni wapi. Nikazungumza na mwenye Shania akaniambia, mimi sielewi daktari. Ambia watu waje watoe sewage, takataka. Sewage pia pale imebloko. In town center. Ukienda ni green. Hiyo green ujue ni sewage. Ukikanyaga shauri yako. So tuna changamoto ambayo nafikiri mazungumzo kama haya labda yatamsha mtu mahali alipolala. Amke afanye kazi yake.
So sahi cha msingi sisi tunafaa kufanya nini, ama kama Clean Mombasa CBO?
Sasa inatakikana sisi hata tumeandika barua. Na ikiwa itaendelea itabidi sasa tuende legal.
Okay.
To demand according to the Constitution chapter 5 of the Constitution, inachangia mambo ya environment. Unaweza kwenda kudemand kwa nini koti ya environment wachukuliwe hatua because wamezembea. Sasa shida hii yote kuna ile nimesema, na mimi sitaki kulaumu mtu mmoja. Na laumu serikali na laumu mwananchi pia. Kwa mwananchi ndio na yeye amenisinya kabisa, natupa takataka bila anavyotaka. Mtu mzima, mtu ako na Mercedes yake lakini akila ndizi yake anatupa nje. Sasa unaona, who is going to collect that? Na ikienda ndio na block hiyo sewage. Kwa hivyo hapa kuna changamoto na we just need a conversation.
Okay.
Na wale wanaweza kama sisi tunafanya, na hatuwezi kufanya peke yetu. Ikiwa wewe una duka, iko na building kama hii, you should be concerned about your immediate environment. Hapo nje tu, panda maua, panda miti. Tunazungumzia kitu kinaitwa urban afforestation. Miti si lazima ipandwe kule reserve, ipandwe hapa town. So ni every business person angalie environment yake ndogo. Alafu sasa utaona tunaendelea.
All right. We are speaking to Dr. Edwin Muinga, and we're looking at your responsibility as a citizen in keeping the county clean. What role are you playing? You know, questions do you have? 0700917917. Good morning. Are in studio with Dr. Edwin Muinga, and we're talking about how to keep Mombasa clean. Now, Dr. Edwin, one would say that devolution should have worked. Now, when devolution brings service to the people, you know, and we have governors just focusing on their areas, focusing on their counties, on the problems, why are we seeing a space where the city is not clean? Who is responsible? I know we've talked about the part of the citizen, but what is the role of the county government in all this?
Well, constitutionally it's mandated to take care of this environment, to provide a clean and sustainable environment. That's one of the mandates of the county. It's there in the Constitution. In the Bill of Rights, it's there for the citizens to demand a clean and sustainable environment. Clean water. Maybe we didn't mention, but environment and the health, they go hand in hand. So if you have polluted your environment, you're also polluting your health. I've mentioned to you that sewage goes to the ocean, untreated. Treated sewage is normally clean. You get clean water, recycling. You can even use it for home use. And then you can work on the others, you know, maybe generating manure or whatever. But if that untreated sewage goes to the ocean, it is eaten or taken or swallowed by the fish. So the fish, you may find that the fish are also contaminated there. And that fish will find its way on your table. You may be in White Sands, you may be in a big hotel, but that fish is contaminated. So environment and health go hand in hand. That is the direct impact. There's the indirect impact where the air is polluted, where there's carbon emission, where there are toxic gases, like we had in Owino Uru. Okay, so you when you talk of environment, you actually should be talking about health. And you know that a mother a mother's health is affected by poor health environment, which will affect that child, the unborn child. So the child can be born with the complications because the mother was exposed to certain rays or pollution. So we are really talking about an issue that needs a lot of addressing. So instead of now doing preventive work by giving good environment, we go to build big hospitals. You see, building big hospitals is a failure. It means you have not been able to to protect your citizens from infections. But if they are well protected, you just need a modern, a hospital, and that money can be used for environment. So people don't see the difference. They think development is having high-end equipment, high-end hospitals. It is good, but you must prevent people from going to hospital by providing a clean and sustainable environment, which includes clean water. A good example is in Mombasa. A lot of our water is borehole water. Now, I've just told you that we don't have a system of sewage treatment. That means that sewage trickles down to the water in the borehole. And we find the boreholes are contaminated. And people with a bacteria called E. coli and others, cholera, E. coli, Klebsiella, all types of bacteria. So as you take that water, because many people are not able to get, distilled water and so on, you get stomach problems, diarrhea, vomiting, general ill health. Why? Because of this borehole water.
What would it take to get a better sewage treatment system? Because you're saying it and it sounds easy, but my goodness, we are consuming that water.
Exactly.
If it is possible, it can be a county issue. It can even be a private sector issue. For example, if you build an estate, have a system within that estate to clean your sewage. That is possible. It's doable.
Okay.
There are machines like that.
Yeah.
But instead of that, you just connect to the sewage, to the stormwater drainage, and there you are. Your people are happy there, but you're actually polluting there. So it's a question of enforcement of the law. And here also NEMA comes in, National Environmental Management Authority, together with the county and other agencies. We must go back to the basics. And the basics is giving people a healthy environment, period.
How do they do this?
Well, I've just told you,
'cause,
you can enforce. I've told you enforce. I want to build a nest. Or this, you are building a beautiful building.
Yes.
Show me where you're taking your sewage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's possible for you down there to have a small thing, a treatment plant. But that must be enforced.
Yeah.
The other day I was in Equale. I found a company which they have about 2 containers. They told me we treat our sewage here, we clean the water, and we use the water here. Yeah, you can do it at a local level, you can do it at a county level. The county level, all you need to do is to resuscitate those treatment plants which are there physically. I can take you to Chuda, you see where it was. Take you to Mtongo, you see it. Here, State House.
So they are there.
They are there.
But just
some people built on them. Some are planting some maize there. I mean, they are there because that is government land, and they're next to the ocean, so that you treat, water goes in. Go to Shimolatewa prison. They actually pour the sewage right into the ocean. You can see the ocean is even green. It's green. And that green means contamination.
Oh, dear.
So I think the county can revive those, and they should. And then they should force anybody and developer who comes must have a treatment, private treatment plant.
But why are we not seeing this happen? Because I'm certain these are things that you have talked about.
Yes, that's a big question. And they went to school, they learned this, and they have professionals in the offices in these departments. But somebody said if the boss doesn't listen, you're in trouble. Yeah, but it's bad news because it also impacts negatively on tourism. When people come and they get diarrhea, sickness, they say they don't want to come back to Kenya. It impacts negatively.
I mean, you just talked about fish. Now I'm going to look at the fish differently. But also now, as a citizen, and because you said change has to begin with me. What is my role when I go home, when I'm in my house, my neighborhood? What is my role?
Now, I mentioned earlier, there must be a system because we are in an urban area.
Yeah.
You see, there must be a system of collecting that garbage from your house to the roadside, and from the municipality or the county to come and pick it up. And when it picks it up, then to dispose it in a manner that is acceptable. Now, that chain has a problem because you can even have garbage and nobody's going to pick it.
Yeah.
You may have a container which is stolen the next day. You travel in this town, in this city, you have garbage in your pocket, you don't know where to put it. And what we used to have garbage cans in town, so that after eating your sweet, your soda, your what, you put it there. Alternatively, you have to carry it yourself. In your own car, you should have a garbage collection in your car. So have it there so that those people who are using your small environment there, they put their garbage there.
Yeah.
You don't throw out of the window. In a public service vehicles, they must be having a garbage, because once you tell people this is where you're supposed to do things, they will do it.
They will.
Sometimes you blame them, but you have not given them the option.
Yeah.
Talk about toilets, public toilets. You know that this Mombasa had public toilets in every corner. The government then, the Mkoloni, knew that when you come to town, you are not in your house. You need to go to the toilet. So they put a toilet for you. And everywhere there was, all these toilets were grabbed. They built a big institutions, blocks. So now tell me you have diarrhea or you have some problem with the urine and you're in town. What do? You look for the next bush.
Yeah.
And then you say you are polluting, but you have not given me the option. Where do I go to the toilet? So the issue is here. The government must give these options and then enforce the law that there's a toilet there, use that one.
Yeah.
If there isn't, then everybody anakojoa everywhere anataka. And then you are writing there, usikojoe hapa.
Akojoe wapi?
Akojoe wapi.
All right.
And by the way, pale wanaandika usikojoe ndio watu wanakojoa. They think wameambiwa wakojoe hapo.
Thank you so much, Dr. Edwin. What change do you want to see in terms of our environment? Like, what change do you want to see?
What is that?
What change do you want to see? In Mombasa, you have lived, you've said you've lived, and you've seen it.
Yeah.
You've seen the environment.
Just now, we're so blowing, hoping against hope.
Yeah.
And we're not giving up. So we want to... There's something in Kenyan constitution nowadays, they call it public participation. So sometimes you blame people, but you have not, you have not involved them.
Yeah.
So you want to involve the public so that they come back and they think about it, and together, like they are doing about so many things. You
Yes.
remember about the finance bill, so this is important. We must come to a point and see environment is important. And demand, you can even walk to the county and demand, why aren't you doing your work?
Yes.
So we are doing that, and I hope one day Mombasa will be different.
I hope so
We shall
too.
regain. It's a question of regaining glory,
Yes.
which was there. All right? We should be able to have these open places. You don't build everywhere you see a plot, they build. Everywhere they see a plot, they build. Now, that is poison, because you are now poisoning the land. You are creating this global warming because of the asphalt jungle. You are not planting trees. And even the few open areas, people are eyeing them.
Yeah.
Like Mamangina, this Uru Garden. They say, what is it doing? It's just wasting space here. They want to build.
Yeah.
So you have to change people's mindset, the leadership, the people, and they start thinking green, and probably move out of this town and do things outside. You can't have everything concentrated here.